Good morning, Nishan. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, Doctor. Thank you.
Nice to meet you here in Jaffna. It's a pleasant surprise to have this conversation with you. Would you like to tell about you more?
Sure, absolutely. Thank you, Doctor. And it is a privilege here to be in Jaffna and get a chance to discuss with you just soon after Christmas uh, that, my pleasure to be here, although on personal vacation. Uh, I am a Canadian, born Sri Lankan, born in Sri Lanka, but left to Canada. I currently am the chief of police for Peel Regional Police in Canada, and have a remarkable women and men back in Canada that are doing fine work in policing. And although not here in official business, I'm here on vacation, but have an opportunity to come and see where my ancestral roots are, bring my family here to Jaffna.
That's very interesting that you're here, uh, in a personal business, but still uh, very inspired to help the community. Can you tell us more about your vision?
Yes, without a doubt, it doesn't matter where, I think my views, it doesn't matter where you are internationally, whether it be in Canada or here, even in Sri Lanka and here, particularly in the northern province, Jaffna, is that, the well-being of the community is foremost. And my role back home in a policing context is to not only protect the safety and security of the citizens, but also contribute to how successful our community is. And in my view, is we need to find ways that are constructive and upstream where we can invest, and particularly, young people. I think you would probably agree, Doctor, are the future for any community, whether it be here in Jaffna or in Canada. And so the vision is, from a policing standpoint, I have a role to come alongside, the faith community, education, uh, community agencies, you name it, to strengthen our investments in people. And my discussion just a few minutes ago with the Bishop of Jaffna was that I know his heart is to see and strengthen education for young people here in Jaffna, and I commend him for that, because what we're doing is strengthening and building resilience in young people. And for me, the vision is, if I can do that in a small role, of course, you as medical practitioner do it in a role. We are all doing well for the community.
That's really good. And um, how do you think we could achieve that? How I'm talking about the mission.
Yeah, my view has always been that one person cannot accomplish it alone, or one entity cannot accomplish it alone. There is obviously strength in people's work when they come together. Just if you reflect on, these are not new concepts to strengthen and help young people, but historically it has been done individually by one organization, one entity on their own, and not to diminish their efforts, but there's sometimes duplicity in work, and I think we would all agree the concept of being stronger together is obviously a reality. So my view is that multiple sectors coming together can mitigate risk in community, and as I mentioned to you earlier, so finding and bringing people in collaboration where there's co-ownership of a particular responsibility is the way forward in my view. And I believe that concept is transferable in internationally to local communities, larger on a large scale. And in my view, that is one which can be done here. And I know the bishop has suggested that there's role for even the Canadian Tamil Sri Lankan diaspora to support work here for education, home buildings, well-being. So, I think it aligns very well with my vision of how we can strengthen community.
Yes, that's true. And the diaspora has always been helpful in many areas of development in Sri Lanka. They have been doing it in health, they have been doing it in infrastructure development and society building. And it's really great, the diaspora, to mingle with the community and to have some local perspectives so they can build from inside. Is there anything else you would like to focus on?
Yes, yeah. I think if I can, Doctor, build off your last comment. After leaving Sri Lanka with my family, obviously, there have been many Sri Lankans all across the world that have found new homes and new countries, become citizens there. Canada offered me an opportunity to not just to go through education, university, but even to enter a profession in a field which is policing in North America, where for me, 28 years ago when I started policing, there were very few Sri Lankans at all in the profession. And now we have many, many Sri Lankans that have entered policing because we see it as an opportunity to serve the community. And I think that is the role we have taken on, is service to the community. I have the privilege of being the highest ranking Sri Lankan in policing in North America. It's a very rare opportunity, and I don't say that. I say that because it's a true blessing, and the only reason I love the role is because it's a platform at one of the highest levels within my sector of policing to affect change or impact the community. And so, Doctor, my view is that I have been blessed with the platform to, reach into the community, impact it. So to your point, coming here now to Sri Lanka, even though on a personal vacation, I feel it is my obligation, here in Sri Lanka, to commit to my home country of my motherland, so to speak, in a way that leverages the platform I have back home, right? And if it means from an international basis being able to support work here, we continue to do that. Also, I think what you were getting at is helping or trying to help without understanding the local voice and community voice would be a mistake, right? So even though here on vacation I've had the opportunity to have conversations, this morning I met with some local community members before I came after breakfast, had a discussion with the Bishop of Jaffna, talking about his perspective of what can be done better. These all assist in informing what we can possibly do either here or back home. And I must say, as a proud Canadian, I'm also a proud Sri Lankan. And I know you are too. You've had a footprint here in Sri Lanka, now overseas in Australia. And part of our role is to continue to find opportunities to strengthen where we can here and do it in a way that takes us forward in a constructive way.
Thank you very much for your time in Jaffna, and it's a very pleasant experience to meet you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Doctor.